Hi, this is Jeff Wimmer from Studio Cycles and StudioCycles.com. It is Memorial Day 2012, and this is my review of the 2012 Keiser M3. The 2012 Keiser M3, in my perception and understanding, is about the same bike that Keiser's been producing from the very beginning when they updated to the M3 series bikes. Last year they added an available flywheel protector. I think because people were whacking their shins on the sharp edge of the flywheel, so they added that. And then for 2012, they changed the color of the shifter to red. And for 2012, they've also changed the pop pin handle underneath the seat, which I can't seem to make this function the way it's supposed to. It's hard to move, and most of the handles, like on the Le Mans, you're supposed to be able to pull down on them and position the handles at an optimal angle so that you can get it out of your way in case you end up tightening it and it's sticking out to the side so it doesn't whack your thigh. But for the life of me, I can't make this handle work. The handles in the past have looked like this, and on the 2012 M3 the handle remains the same for the head tower. The bikes still have a non-adjustable foot, so if the bike is on an unlevel surface, you can see that the bike will move, and you can't level the bike. You basically have to fold up a piece of paper and stick it under any corner that's moving. And they also have a night light on the computer, so that's the all-new 2012 Keiser M3. Has a light, a different pin under the seat, and a red shift lever. My biggest thing with these bikes, I sell Schwinn Star Trac, Keiser, Le Mans, and Freemotion, and I think the most important dynamic for people who buy these bikes for their homes is a bike that provokes aggressive inertia. And the Keiser M3 series bikes have the lightest flywheel of any bike that I sell, and it's flat and it's skinny and it doesn't provoke any aggressive inertia whatsoever. And aggressive inertia is what's produced when you engage the drivetrain on a fixed gear bike that has perimeter weighting on the flywheel. Aggressive inertia is what is responsible for a fluid 360-degree pedal stroke. And since most people who ride these bikes are not cyclists and they tend to bring an up, down, up, down, up, down pedal stroke to the table, to me, that's what differentiates an exercise bike from a high-performance indoor group cycle, is the bike's ability to allow the rider to develop an immediate 360-degree fluid pedal stroke. I think that's most important as you get older, to have fluid movement in your exercise instead of impactful or stopping and starting motions. And I think it's also important as I deal with a lot of runners. I talk to a lot of runners who are injured or their joints are fried, or they deal with constant aches and pains. And I think what's most important, at least in my experience dealing with runners who've had corrective surgery, whether it's meniscus or ACL or whatever the case may be, or hip flexors or ankles, is to provoke fluid positive movement and to promote healthy aggressive circulation so that those areas are strengthened with muscle mass and with increased healing with circulation. And the Schwinns and the Star Tracs have perimeter weighting. They are chain driven. The Keiser M3 bike is very smooth and very quiet. It's a very sterile and clean design, as you can see. But to me, it's what the bike does for you from a biomechanical perspective. Plus, if you're petite, the Keiser M3, when you raise the handlebar, if you look closely at the handlebar, the angle of the handlebar, it goes this way instead of this way. And when you raise the handlebar on the bike, you want the handlebar to go up in the air, not out over the front of the bike, and increase the length of the bike, especially as a petite female or a shorter guy. Ergonomics on the bike is really, really important. I've seen petite women ride these bikes in a way where they're arching their lower back, and that long term I don't think could have a positive effect. They do make the Keiser M3 Plus now, which is being advertised as the all-new Keiser M3 Plus, and the M3 Plus really is an M3 with the light on the computer and the red shift lever and handlebars that move forwards and backwards, but that doesn't negate the fact that even on the M3 Plus, which is here, the head tube still goes at an angle of I wouldn't say it's a 45-degree angle, but if you look at the distance from the highest point of the pedal to the back part of the handlebar, you are in very, very, very close proximity. And of course you could move the handlebars forward, but again, that's going to elongate the bike. And if you raise the handlebar, it's going to push the handlebars further away from the rider up in the air. It's kind of like if you were to take an indoor cycling class on a Segway. But the Keisers are very smooth, very quiet. But in my opinion, they have the lowest amount of aggressive inertia. We have them. They're in stock. And you can see from this warehouse here, my warehouse, this is my sort of my pride and joy here. We have a lot of bikes in stock. We have a huge work area. What we do here is different from any other place in the world. Number one, we're indoor cycling specific. That's about an 85 to 95 foot workbench. And we're not a fitness equipment company, we're an indoor cycling company. We're the original and the only official technical support for the spinning program in the world. I have the only indoor cycling specific brick and mortar retail stores in the world. I'm the only company that I know of in the world that does lifetime warranties on our bikes for consumers. Not all of them, but most of them, particularly the Schwinns and the Star Tracs, the Keisers, the Le Mans, the Freemotions when they're brand new. But we also do lifetime warranties on our certified pre-owned Star Tracs and Schwinns and Le Mans when we have them. And that's because when we sell a new bike, we pull it out of the box, we take it apart, we go entirely through it, it's fully assembled. I ride, tune, align, tension, and adjust every single bike that goes through my company without exception, and then the bikes are partially disassembled and we overpackage them because these bikes are damaged in shipping quite often. I think that's due in large part to the fact that when the bike is boxed and it's shipped, it does fine in the box when it's on a pallet and there's 10 bikes on a pallet shrink wrapped, but I don't think the packaging is designed for onesie twosie shipping. And you know, when the gorillas and the big brown trucks get a hold of them, or to the freight companies, they tend to get beat up pretty good. But our packaging is absolutely second to none. The thing I hear the most from people is that it takes them longer to unpack the bike than to put it together. So I'm Jeff Wimmer from Studio Cycles. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. You can call me at 888-909-BIKE, 310-664-1375, or 818-470-2204. 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. pretty much 7 days a week. I'd be happy to talk to you, whether you're buying one bike or 50 bikes. And if you're buying bikes for your club and you come to this warehouse, you will be blown away. There's no place like this on earth. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and best of luck to you on your road to health and fitness.